A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on TV1. We're coming to you live and direct from the Newsfirst studios here in Colombo. Let's first start off with a look at your top stories this afternoon.
The government decides to declare fertilizer as an essential item. Anamadu received the highest rainfall in the past 24 hours. Several areas across the island to receive over 150 millimeters of rain. A number of roads blocked owing to floods and earth embankments. Adverse weather affects day-to-day life. Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro wins second term amid claims of vote rigging.
The media yesterday questioned the former Minister of Finance, Ravi Karunanayake, about the agreement reached with the International Monetary Fund.
We did not allow the signing of anything that was harmful to the country. That is why certain clauses were postponed. I think the country should do what suits the country. Foreigners need not to tell us what we should do. The depreciation of the rupee is entirely to do with the central bank. Despite governments being changed, the ghosts who were there are still remaining. They dance according to the tune of the IMF. The rupee is controlled according to the monetary policy of the central bank that has completely failed. On one side, inflation is rising while the GDP growth rate and development rate are decreasing. They allow the rupee to depreciate. Some derive a certain pleasure by doing these things.
The Ministry of Education has decided to shut down all schools in the Ratnapura, Nivitigala and Dehiovita educational zones due to the prevalent inclement weather. Education Secretary of the Sabaragamuwa province, S. Veerasurya, said that thereby schools will remain closed today and tomorrow. He added that principals of schools in these areas have been vested with the authority to temporarily close down schools if the inclement weather persists. Speaking at a media briefing this morning, Minister of Agriculture Mahinda Amaravira says that fertilizer has been identified as an essential item. The minister says the agrarian insurance of 1,350 rupees that was paid by the farmers will be borne by the government. The minister further said that the document requesting the fertilizer to be made an essential item was sent to the Consumer Affairs Authority by the Secretary of the Ministry. Here are some views expressed on the political stage regarding the ministers and MPs who defected from the government. Parliamentarian Shehan Samar Singh says that they are due to meet with former President Mahinda Rajapaksa today.
At the time when they have joined with the joint opposition, there is no issue of them talking with us. But while saying that, we are not very happy with Dilan Pereira making various statements. He has to be clear on who is he standing with. He has to say whether he is standing with the people or with the rejected government that has destroyed the country. However, we are happy about them coming and strengthening the opposition.
Sri Lanka Nidas Pakshe Kotasa.
Those people from the SLFP carried out the tasks of Mahinda Rajapaksa while being in the government. Them leaving the government is for the best. The government has to understand this and rectify the mistakes. The people have given a clear message at the local government election. The government's path should be corrected. We will fight for it.
ඒ වැරදි නිවැරදි කරලා හරි මාර්ගට මේ ආණ්ඩුව ගෙනියන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි සටන් කරනවා.
මේගොල්ලෝ අවුරුදු දෙකේම මහින්ද රාජපක්ෂ මහත්තයත් එක්ක සාකච්ඡා තිබ්බා.
They held discussions with Mahinda Rajapaksa for 2 years. They were not in one mind. At an earlier occasion, we asked Minister Susil Premajayantha to step aside from the cabinet and make whatever statement he has to make. This was not something that started 2 or 3 days ago. This started few days after the government came into power. This is the result of it.
According to the Met Department, prevailing rainy conditions with cloudy skies in the southwestern part of the island are expected to continue. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces. According to the department, showers or thunder showers will occur elsewhere, particularly after 2 p.m. The department adds that very heavy falls of about 150 millimeters can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, western provinces and in the Gaul and Mathura districts. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places, particularly in the central, northwestern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district. Now, the highest rainfall for the past 24 hours, ending at 8:30 a.m., has been reported from Anamadua. The area has had a rainfall of 353.8 millimeters. The department adds that very heavy falls, about 150 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the Sabaragamuwa, Western provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places, particularly in the central, northwestern and Uva provinces and in the Hambantota district. The water levels of the Tabbova reservoir has also increased and reached spill level. The DMC requests people living in lowlands to be vigilant. According to our correspondent, the house of the State Minister of Disaster Management is also inundated. Mala Alawatugoda of the Water Management Division of the Irrigation Department said the water levels of 6 reservoirs are rapidly rising. Water levels of the Nilvala River, Gin River, Kalani and Kalu rivers and Maoya area are on the rise. She said that with a reduction in rainfall overnight, the water levels are expected to reduce by this afternoon. She noted that residents of low-lying areas in the vicinity of these rivers should remain vigilant as the threat of flood still persists. She added that residents should be cautious of warnings issued by the department.